Hey everyone, how's it going? As I said, I'm stopping LPs, and the main reason for that was because, well, I lose. I eventually stop getting stuff to talk about. So I'm doing something like this, so more on the line of a review, just talking about what I like and what I don't like about some of my favorite and least favorite games and whatnot. And I thought, it'd be good to start on a good note. One of my favorite video games. Let's say this is one of my top 3 favorite video games. I gotta find my list. I still don't. Anyways, so if you don't know yet, we are watching some clips from the video game called Psychonauts. This game is possibly one of the best platformers in existence. I don't play platformers all that often. They're not my favorite genre. The last one I played was Limbo, if you can consider that a platformer. It's kind of a platformer. Not really, but whatever. But I don't really play them all that much, and it's, so if I like a game that's a genre of a game I don't really like, then it's gotta be good somewhere, right? Now, one of the main things people like about this game, because this is a pretty popular game, is that it's got ridiculously high levels of humor. It's so awesome. Like this part right here is pretty interesting. Distract him and kick in the butt. And this little dance he does, I love it. He does in a minute here. Look at that. Anyways, it's got a lot of humor and people love that. So I'm gonna try to. I wrote like a little list of things I want to talk about, and I'm not following it at all. Gameplay, which was one of the main points of a video game. If you can't really play a video game, it's not really a game. In terms of challenge, it's not really that hard. If you are somewhat decent at platformers, you won't have a hard time at this. If you're really, really bad at platformers, it could be pretty challenging. But, like I said, I'm not really into platformers, and I'm, like, okay at them. But this game is not that challenging. There are some challenging parts. Don't get me wrong, don't think this is just going to be a cakewalk. One of the most insane thing that, in terms of challenge, in my opinion, is not the final boss, but the boss level, the level before the boss. And I considered it a boss because it's just insane. You're doing freaking swings and jumping, and it's crazy. And the whole time the water is rising, and you have to just rush as fast as humanly possible. And it's just it's so stressful. But it's great because it's a challenge to your platforming abilities. So overall, I mean, the game is great. Don't get me wrong. Just I think it does lack a little bit on the challenge side. Not saying you won't die, but when you die, it's not a big deal. Especially when you die, like, in life. Because there's 2 parts of this game. That's another thing, is that it's got great areas and locations. I mean, most of the game takes place at the summer camp for psychics, but most of the levels take place in people's heads, people's minds. In fact, that's where we are right now. We're inside someone's brain right now. And that's one of the best parts of this game, is that you could see these people's versions of the world and stuff, and it's just so interesting to see, like, people's inner desires and whatnot like that. That's one of the better points of this game. Graphics. Now, don't get me wrong, I love this game, but it does have kind of bad graphics. In fact, when I was playing this these recordings, my Raz's shirt, his like outfit got glitched or something, and it was like turquoise with a white sleeve. Like, I don't understand that at all. I like his graphic got mixed up. But besides that, you know, graphics not that great. But I like the look. Like, look at each character has like such a unique look, and and it just sort of makes it feel like a cartoon. Like you're watching a comedy right now. Maybe like a mystery comedy or something like that, but still a comedy nonetheless. So it's, you know, it's got a nice look and I love it. Let's make out. I just love that scene. The story, I think I've said this plenty of times, but this game is funny to the max. This game is very humorful, and the humor alone will catch you. If you don't like anything else about this game, the humor will make you want to play it just to hear everything and see everything. But besides that, the storyline is pretty interesting. I mean, right at this point in the series, it's kind of not necessarily dull, but it's like we already figured everything out. Now it's time to stop the bad guy. But at the beginning, there's so many very subtle hints about who the main bad guy is. Very, very subtle hints. Well, it's not very subtle if you play the game once through, but if you've played it for the first time, there's all the campers. If you play it for the first time, it's pretty hard to find. The bosses in this game are pretty awesome, I gotta say. The first boss, oh jeez, what's the first boss? It's this big guy with a big old stamp. It's inside this guy's mind. It's pretty cool. But one of my favorite bosses, actually, this where we're at right now, what we're looking at, is one of my favorite places in this entire game because I really love monster movies. So this like let me be a monster movie, and it's just so awesome. And it's so reversed. The little monster guys are the people, and you're this giant. She's like, oh my god, and just Gogolore. That's the name they give you. Because you got like goggles on, so like Gogolore. It's just so insane. The bosses. The last boss, in my opinion, isn't hard in the least. Quite the opposite, actually. Hit the no, I don't wanna tell the strategy and whatnot, but the boss in the Milkman's Head, the Rainbow Squirt troop leader or whatever, she is ridiculously hard in my opinion. I'm sure plenty of people have had, you know, no trouble at all, but just, I mean, during this playthrough I had such a difficult time beating her. But besides that, it's got some very interesting enemies, like the scientist dude's just this crazy awesome guy, and then Igor later on in the series, just this huge hulking woman, and you're all scared and you think she's stalking you, and then she's got this cute little bubbly voice. The girl who does Bubbles in Powerpuff Girls does her voice, and she's got this cute little voice, and she just wants you to help her. Also, each and every character is so interesting. Oh jeez, that's the boss I was talking about right there, the lady who's talking. All the characters are just so interesting that you just want to talk to them. You just want to like say what's going on, just to hear what they have to say, because they're so compelling. I mean, they're all kind of one-sided, but they're so full of that one side that they're just so awesome. In terms of like how much fun this game can give you, I think each and every time you play it, it's fun. I think the challenge goes down each time until it reaches like as low as you can, you know, your level skill, but the voice acting, all the fun, wacky, crazy stuff just makes for an awesome part. Just watch this part right here. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I love it. Just protect the milk, and there's the little girl just starts screaming. Oh god, it's awesome. But yeah, each time you do this, in my opinion, it's pretty interesting. because I mean, it doesn't lose its fun value. I mean, sure, you don't want to play this game over and over and over and over again, but it's pretty fun. It's a very fun game. It's a very fun game, and I recommend it. So, yeah, overall, this game is awesome. Also, right now we're in the mind of one, from what I've found out, is the most... that is the way the rainbow squirts. Found out that this is actually the most popular mind amongst players, is Boyd's mind. And I admit, he's one of my favorites, too.
I am the milkman. My milk is delicious.
My milk is delicious. And also a lot of people like the insane asylum people's minds the most, which, you know, is cool because I mean, the first like 3 minds you're in are like regular people, not regular people, but sane people's minds, and then you go into a monster's mind, and then you start going into insane people's minds, which is pretty crazy. But apparently Boyd was like some security guard. He got laid off and he got pissed, so he made some Molotov cocktails and milk bottles, and he's like named the Milkman. It's just pretty scary. So overall, this game is awesome. If you like video games, play it. If you don't like video games, play it. This is one of my favorite video games. On a sad note, though, is that this game does end on a cliffhanger, and there's little to no sign that they're gonna make a sequel. The milk is full of vitamins that the world needs, what the world deserves.